At this point in the stay-at-home journey, you might find yourself a little restless, a bit stressed, and probably more anxious than usual. But our next guest says it's critical to stay positive despite the uncertainty. Today, we're joined by the feel-good funny guy, Nick Arnette. Hi, Nick.
Hi, Andreas. Great to see you. And in Virginia, hello, everybody in Virginia. You guys are awesome.
Well, we're so excited to see you and to have a bit of comic relief in the midst of it all. Even those who might have a sense of humor could be feeling a bit stifled during this process and along with the abrupt changes that we've experienced, but you've got some tips for keeping us positive.
I do. And the first tip I want to make is just something for us all to realize. Now, we're all going through this together, but we're not all in the same boat, but we're going through the same storm. So let's give ourselves a break. This is not a great time for any of us. None of us are at our best right now. So let's give ourselves a break for our shortcomings. We might be a little, more irritable than normal. So give yourself a break if you make some faux pas, and give other people a break too, because they're all going through it as well, and in different ways. But we're going through the storm, and we're going through. Remember, I said through. We're getting through this. It's getting better. I found toilet paper at Target this week. How about that? A lot of it. See? Things are getting better, friends. Toilet paper.
That's right. So you've also got some tips for things that we should be doing to stay positive. What would you say those are?
Well, we really can't respond. We really can't control what's going on around us right now, but we can control how we're responding to it. So during this pandemic crisis, if we want to call it that, what the situation we're going through now, let's use this time for something positive. For instance, this is a time where you can reinvent yourself. There are some wonderful resources online. For instance, people out there that are out of work, there's Onnet.org. It's designed by the Department of Labor. And that's a place where all kinds of job resources are available, lots of careers you might not even have thought of. There's something I have for you, Onnet Interest Profiler. Google that, it's free. It'll give you some ideas and maybe some areas of strength you had. Maybe after you come out of this crisis time, there were some jobs that you hadn't even considered doing. So that's a thing. Exercise, going out for a walk. I got out my old Nintendo Wii. I've had that thing maybe for way over 10 years, but I'm using it to exercise every day. I walk every day for an hour. Some of you who are feeling down, studies actually show that walking 30 minutes, just 30 minutes, 3 times a week is as effective as any antidepressants we have. Now, if any of you out there are using those, don't stop using them without the advice of your doctor. I'm just telling you that it will feel good just to go outside. Carry your mask with you. When I walk, I have my mask with me. If somebody comes close to me, I put the mask on, and just out of a courtesy to them. So let's be good to each other. Learn to cook some things. I learned to cook cube steak. Never made a cube steak in my life, but I'm taking care of my 90-year-old dad during this lockdown period. And so I am the cook. So I've learned some things like that. Volunteering is yet another thing. There's a lot of ways to volunteer. You can volunteer for a food bank, or to distribute food, or even just to make care calls to people. I've had the pleasure of doing some of that for the church that I belong to, just to check in with people to see how they're doing. And that'll make you feel better and get the focus off yourself and onto helping other people. Cooking, baking. I have a friend that sends us cookies every week. And that makes us feel so good, and it makes her feel really good to reach out. Gardening, a lot of my friends are gardening now too. So those are some simple things, because we need to ask ourselves 4 questions. 4 questions are really good to ask yourself right now. During this time, what part of this can I do nothing about? There's really, we can't really do much about this. What can I do something about? And how can I keep these negative thoughts going and get myself even more upset? And we don't want to do that. So then the most important part at this point, what are my options? And what I just talked about, those are some of your options. And those are great options. But the idea is to keep going. Just to keep going. Don't give up, friends. This is not going to be forever. It really isn't. No. And this is really a time that can bring out the best in us as well. Finding things in ourselves that we never knew we had. Isn't it great to, I howl every day. Are they howling there in Virginia? I howl every day at 8 o'clock. Do you do that there?
No, I haven't heard that thus far.
Yeah, we all howl out the window, and it's just to support, it's just to connect with each other. Hey, we're all still here, and to support the people that are out there working as well.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for being with us today and giving us some positivity and some aspects of positivity that we can incorporate into our everyday, which probably looks a bit different than our everyday used to look. We're so excited to have had you today. Thank you so much for being with us.
Great being here. I just loved it. I had more stuff to say, but that's okay. We can come back another time.
That's right. We'll make sure that we post more information about Nick, the feel-good funny guy, on our website, WTBR.com/BTM.